Hello. Get a little bit painting today. This is another one of my short sessions. Pretty much the only sessions you're going to see from me lately. Tomorrow will be long sessions. I'll be playing at 4 o'clock until midnight. I'm playing D4. And then today, however, I still have to go to work tomorrow. So, yeah. There is that. So today I am just going to be doing some simple little painting. Continuing to work on my primary numero uno monk. Trying to make his ethereal wings. Ethereal wings. So they're going to start off, I made them light blue like that because I want them to have a blueness to them. Kind of a ghostly hue to them. So in order to do that, I got to go with the darker blue now. What is this? Brown. I don't know what this is. You know what I'm going to do with this one? I'm going to shake it up. And what the heck? Did I not paint that after all that work? What the heck? How did I manage to not do that? Don't ask me, man. What's the problem? Paints are still drying on here. I don't know. Okay, so I'll just do this real quick here. Get a little primer on this lid here. I plan to paint this, but I'm doing this to all my paints. I decided I like the idea. I mean, I've been doing it in the past, but sometimes you're like looking, I can't remember what that stupid color is. So you can't tell through the bottle. The bottle is useless. I'm telling you. Do not put any stock in your bottle. Dungeon Gray. That's a new one. I don't even know what that is. Dungeon Gray. It's obviously a dark gray. The gray of a dungeon, I guess. So anyway. I am, I gotta fix the zoom, huh? There's some fix amount to zoom, Alright, so, I'm not even sure how that, oh, that's because I closed. It always resets, it doesn't save the settings. Pretty blurry. It's alright, I think it'll be fine once I I don't know what color that is, but I don't think it's primed. If it is, it wasn't primed very well. Or these lids need like 2 coats of primer because they don't absorb it very well. Anyway, that's just one of the many things I'm letting distract me these days. It's always something. So anyway, let's get this off. And then I'm going to get my new Vallejo. That's Wasteland Brown. It's not even the one I was going to do. I am going to do this one. Only because I want to. So I bought me some new Vallejo Express paints. And I've been wanting to try them out. We're going to try one of their blues right now. We're going to try the blue one right now. They put those the seals on the neck of the lid, and it doesn't want to let go. It's like, I don't want to go. Finally go. Alright, so I'll do that. Probably not enough, huh? Because I gotta do the entire wings. And knowing the way these things go, it's usually double coat. So we'll see how that dries. It is an express paint. It's supposed to, fill the cracks, avoid the, kind of look contrasty. So let's just do this, shall we? I'm just going to go over the whole thing and let the other color underneath, which already kind of has some kind of effect, a ghostly effect. I'm just going to plop this stuff on. I don't know what it's going to do. It might be crap. I have a hard time getting used to these things because they are pretty much designed to be to slap it on kind of thing. But the problem with that is it doesn't look very good when you're putting it on. Kinda. I like to paint it, but still I'll probably go back over it with some other paints or a little bit more fancy paint. Not fancy paint, fancy painting, where I put a little more effort into it. Am I too blurry? No, I guess I just gotta keep it close, huh? Which is fine. Lets me sit up better. If I'm slouching, it's gonna get blurry. So you'll have to let me know. So I will be probably putting a lighter paint over it again, probably more of a brushing, where I will try to make it seem ghostly. Maybe I'll even stipple to get down underneath to this lighter undercoat that's kind of a ghostly color. So I could do a little bit of both maybe. But that's not enough paint, man. I knew it wasn't going to be enough. I'm stubborn in that way. Don't put too much paint on the table. I also need to put more water on my key element of a wet palette is that it stays wet. If it doesn't stay wet, you're kind of defeating yourself. You're kind of defeating the whole point of the wet palette. It's not wet. The paints don't stay wet. If the paints don't stay wet, you might as well be using. This is going to be a real slop on here. You might as well be using regular old palette board or whatever. What do you call it? A dry palette. Pretty much what it is at that point, right? A dry palette, though, technically is not a wet palette gone dry. It's more like a hard surface, typically. One of those plastic things or tile. Some people use a tile. The nice thing about a tile is once your paint's dry on the tile, they actually actually really cool. You can just scrape it off. I used to use a tile. That was before I went to a wet palette. Once I started using a wet palette, people keep saying, "Oh, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. You got to use a wet palette." I started using wet palette, and I go, "Oh, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread." So I was like, "Okay, I'll use a wet palette." It does keep your paints going a lot longer, though. I mean, you can come back the next day, and your paints you used last are still usable. Unlike a dry palette, where you might as well just, scrape off the paint right away and come back next time. Problem is if you mix your paints a lot, you really want a wet palette, because either that or you're going to have to remember what you did when you mixed it last time, or be really good at color matching. Which I am not. I'm okay at color matching, but I don't want to do it. It's a pain in the rear. It is a big, fat, hairy pain in the rear. Ew, that sounds very bad. glad nobody's listening to me talk right now. It's like, you, dude, what are you saying, man? This is what happens when people let a person ramble on to themselves for too long. They start saying nonsensical stuff. So my heater died. I always have a heater in my office because I'm always cold. Because, well, it's not even all the time constantly. It's typically just throughout the day, in the summer, in the winter, doesn't matter. Because my basement's always cold. Even in the summer when things get really hot, because then my AC upstairs is, well, not my AC, my heat pump is cranking away trying to cool down the upstairs. And in doing so, it's pumping cold air downstairs. And I'm like, no, you're freezing me out, man. So I have to get a heater to offset the heat pump in the summer. And offset. And since heat rises in the winter, my furnace heats up the upstairs and stops, but the downstairs is still cold because heat doesn't rise, or heat rises and doesn't stay in the basement. So I have to have a heater to offset the not completed job of my heater in the winter. So thus I end up with the heater running almost every day downstairs just to balance out the heat. I do like the darker color for the purposes of my ghostly wings, my ethereal wings. So we gotta let those dry a little bit, and then I'll start doing some other kind of stuff to it. May have to put a couple extra layers on in a more targeted fashion, shall we say, allowing the contrastiness to be more contrasty. I'm just, every time I watch these guys online, painters, the the professionals, I call them. I'm online, but I'm not the guy you would be thinking of. I'm not the guy you think of when you think, ooh, the professionals. They just do so many amazing things. They're just dapping on paint, and I'm like, dude, stop it. You're making me feel bad. I know, don't feel bad. Just enjoy the work. I do like the way my things come out, though. It's worth it to me, even at my quality level. Even though I know that I'm not those guys, but it's all right. Important thing is that you love what you're doing, right? If I wouldn't play video games if I based myself on the fact that there's guys out there that would always manage to beat me. No matter how good I think I'm getting at something, there's always somebody out there who's gonna kick my butt. Just trying to force the contrast a little bit more by adding a couple extra layers in some of these spots. Don't leave it to nature, you know? It's like all those atheists out there says, Mother Nature decides what succeeds and what doesn't. Mother Nature's not a person. Mother Nature's random luck. Mother Nature has no idea what's good, what's bad. And if something survives through the course of accidental existence, it's not Mother Nature who decided it. It was random luck. That guy might have been a little stronger, a little faster, but ultimately he was just lucky. Because there's nothing out there that's so strong that's going to just win against the world, you know? It's like, even the strongest get their butt kicked sometimes, and a random monkey with no hair did not survive to make humans. I'll tell you that right now. How would that work anyway? How would that random monkey have pulled that off? It's like, hey baby, look at me, man. I'm smarter than the other guys, but I'm naked. I have no fur. I know, it's gradual, but that's even more unlikely. So every day it's like, how come your whole family line is losing all their fur, man? These guys need to go live on their own. We'd be ostracizing those weirdos. I don't know how all the monkey groups are taking that. It's like, what is it? This family line, This one weird albino monkey. He starts making out with the other monkeys, and before you know it, he's got a whole line of those weird half-breed monkeys, monkey people. How does he manage that? Alright. Got me some contrasty going, and then I'll probably start adding some highlights to bring that in. I do like the darker version. I wanted this to begin with. I liked the idea of this for the ethereal wings, a darker wing that comes in, and then I'll kind of have try to figure out how to do the ghostly part later, but I do want to add some, I'm adding in some body tone, which is actually, my character is not fully, he's not dragonborn. He's a shapeshifter that turns into a dragonborn when he's going to fight. There's something on the bottom of my... There it is. I think I need to go rinse out my bottle here. It's got like soap on the bottom. I'm washing a lot of... I'm washing my brushes a lot. Hold on. Be right back. It's like the pigment of my paints has been sinking to the bottom of my my paint, my water rinsing jar. Hold on, that reload. The kid's been drinking my drinks. I gotta stock up on my fluids, man, because I'm gonna be gaming all weekend. Video gaming. That is. I know, I haven't done Frosthaven in a while, so all you Frosthaveners, sorry. Well, I had a few people who are following me from watching my Frosthaven games when I do solo missions. I'm trying to decide how I want to proceed. I am going to proceed. I just haven't decided the exact plan of attack on that yet. I'm trying to decide if I want to go with classic dirt on the bottom of this guy's base or something more interesting. Thinking I'd like to do like, I don't know, something kind of custom. For one thing, let's get some yellow. How about sparkly yellow, huh? Gold, yellow, burnt orange. How about that for his eyes? Gold, yellow, burnt orange. Sure. That'll be interesting. Theoretically, all my guys should have eyes that look like that. All my monks should have the same color eyes. He doesn't have to, mind you. He's not that kind of guy. He's not forced to have weird looking eyes. But I think it'd be cool to have him constantly. So something that tells him apart, sort of. In the world of D&D, does anything really tell you apart? Okay, so this is a concentration point where I have to talk less and do more. You know, a couple of nice golden eyes. Golden eyes, golden eyes. What's with your golden eyes? He's got golden eyes too. He's got tiny eyes. Oh, his eyes are tiny. Man, it's really hard just to even see this guy's eyes. It's probably good that I painted him out the gate here, because when I go back over this guy, I'm going to have to fix this. Or I overflowed his eye stuff. Overflowed slightly. Where'd I put it? I'm going to take a couple coats. This stuff I've noticed really does not stick. Get a couple layers on to get a full effect. But it is definitely metallic-y, no doubt about it. Like when my my lights hit, my light hits it, it just goes starts bouncing all over the place. But yeah. I mean, it gives you an idea even just looking at it that way. But it's not. I mean, it's going to need another coat to be solid. And see, this is what my blue contrast paint looks like. And then I don't really have one for my brown. I'm going to use this brown on the ground. Wasteland brown. Now this is, I already used this wasteland brown, I believe. I was using it on the leather effects of the other guy. But I think it'll make a good floor. Besides, there's some brown on this guy. And then you can see my brown already kind of dried there, which is probably not great. Time is it? Oh no, it's 9:30. My time's up already. Well, almost 9:30. My time's almost up. Right. But I'm going to do the ground. Now, I'm planning to do the ground here, but I'm actually hoping to come up with something a little bit more, I don't know, interesting. But for now, I just want it to be covered. Just want to put something on the ground. So I'm not dealing with the base color there. I gotta paint the rocks, maybe put some grass, or just do some extra stuff. But gotta get the base. Something on there. Maybe paint the rocks, put some like green fuzzies on there. Just maybe thinking maybe put some ghostly I mean, something kind of ghostly on here. I don't know what. So this, if you're curious, this model is a custom model. It's one of those Hero Forge models. And they're okay. They make really cool custom models. They're not highly detailed though. I mean, for what you can select, there's a lot of options. But when I'm talking about details, there's like no textures, no... you can't put scales on your guys. They're very flat, very basic textures. So everything's smooth skinned, other than when you actually, they might have some unnatural texture. Like you look at him, they got the little sections on his skin, but it's not constant. I mean, look at his tail; it's totally smooth, no scales. You know, not very dragony, but he has got the dragon type tail. They should allow you to add like skin textures and stuff. That'd be pretty cool. But they don't, so. So there you go. They don't. Yeah. So there's some nitric oxide that you can put on, which is kind of a grayish color, which I'm thinking next, or even some ghostly moss. So I've got a couple of ideas on what I'm going to do with. See, I have to start with like my base brown here, if it's not dried out, because it's too his contrast paints just, they're too transparent. They're good for enhancing colors, I think, more than they are being colors. Enhancing, changing, tweaking. I don't think they're necessarily perfect for being their own color. That's my thought anyway, so far. Like putting it over a black primer, you're going to need a lot of layers. It's not going to cooperate with you, I'm sorry. At least that's been my experience. I mean, I guess if you slop it on, it might do all right. But if you really don't want to be just slopping paint on, that's probably not. It's not going to work terribly great for you. So says me. That's been my experience. If you put it over a light primer, maybe it'll do better. But if you don't expect too much. Just gonna try to get a little bit more water into my brown here to reactivate it. So, I mean, it wasn't totally dry. It just wasn't as wet as it was when I put it on there. So I gotta reactivate it. And then like his strap that goes over his chest, it's kind of weird. It's like they make the straps really thick. It's not just a layer, it's like, I mean, proportionally this strap would be like having a strap on your chest that's that thick. It's like, that's a thick strap. That puppy's gonna hold whatever it's holding. I don't even know what this strap's holding. It don't even look like it holds anything. Goes around his chest, but there's not like anything on his. What's it holding up? I think it's supposed to hold his sword, to be honest. It's supposed to hold his sword, but he's got his sword in his hand right now, so it doesn't hold his sword. Not to say there's a sword holding piece in the back or anything. Alrighty. And once I get a base of this intense brown on, I'll put my other brown on it. And it'll be a lot better then. Then it can do its job, do what it's meant to do, which is recede into those corners and be the contrast paint it's meant to be. I actually got some paint on my face though. Not my face, my character's face here. It's alright, things that I have to fix when the brush touches what it's not supposed to touch. Which is definitely a thing that happens. Alrighty. I know I'm already over my time. I've got to quit. Get some sleep so that I can be fully rested for tomorrow and my game night. Be Diablo in it. Alright, I think that's it for now. I think I've got a base coat of the intense brown. I don't really have my contrast paint on there. I could put it on. It'll just blend in. That's kind of what it does. It'll at least be brownish. Add some of this contrast brown, which won't do much except maybe call out a few of the highlights because it's a pretty smooth space. Like I said, there's not a lot of texture on stuff on this model. It will make it browner. And then it does kind of settle in on a more natural look. I think it just makes the leather look more leathery. I actually like the way it kind of almost looks, I want to say patchy? Not patchy, but maybe a little bit. For this one anyway. But for leather, that's okay, because it makes it just look like it's more natural. Leather's not a smooth thing, right? It rarely looks smooth. It looks patchy, because, you know, it's skin. It's a tough, weathered skin. Which is, which when you think about it, is actually kind of morbid. But whatever. It is what it is, man. Not going to change what it is. My sons, I'll probably start before them and play more than them the first day, and then they will kick my butt in the end on the game Diablo, because they are power levelers. I don't know how, I mean, I'm a kind of a questy guy, so I just kind of go around doing all the quests, and I think I bore power levels. Power levelers. They're like, ah, dude, let's just go get more levels. Let's not do this. I don't want to do this. It's like, oh, dude. But I want to. Let me do the power leveling later. I got a lot more to do, but I ain't got time. So we'll just finish that for now. I know what I'm working on there. A lot more leather to do on him. But we will get to that at a later time. As I go on, at least I can say I did some painting today. Like they say, you just gotta pick up the brush and do something. I was gonna do it for lunch today, but then I had to go to a dentist appointment. Tomorrow I have a PT appointment. They're going to try to work on my shoulder. I hope they can actually do something. I don't know if they'll make it better in a day. I mean, it's already getting a little better because I've finally been giving it some time off. But I still don't give it enough time off. Okay, so where am I? I think that's it, man. That's it for me. Guys are getting there, making some progress. Till next time, take it easy.